Yeah, and think what you may about DHing Pete Alonso, but it is working for you, right? All 3 or 4 of his home runs have come via the DH spot. What do you see from his swing, D-Row?
Lauren, first off, I think you make a great point. I think the DH spot's going to help him a little bit. Certainly, Buck's going to maneuver him and Dom Smith defensive-wise, but it takes pressure off. I remember going out there, like, Pete Alonso's worked hard on his craft to make himself an adequate first baseman, but there are moments where your offense affects your defense and vice versa. And I just think when he can sit a couple days a week and focus on strictly getting hot, getting underneath, getting loose, watching video, and then coming out and having some ABs, I only think it's going to help. But when you think about Polar Bear, obviously you think about the home runs. Most home runs since 2019, all right? And it's not really close. I mean, he's got Eugenio Suarez by 12. Matt Olson's got 91. Nelly Cruz, Nolan Arenado is on fire, one of the best hitters in the game right now. And he also leads MLB with the most barrels over that span. You know what else? 3rd in RBIs and 4th in total bases. So let's dive in. We chronicled, we skyboxed him last year, and we talked about, and it's been a common theme in today's game, you got to be able to handle high velocity, and he can certainly do that. But when I think about Pete Alonso and I think about the evolution of his swing, not much has changed since he broke into the league. I mean, why would you? 2019, he sets the record. 53 homers and 120 RBIs, and then last year, 37 and 94. We're going to quickly show you his 3 home runs this year. He's got a little choke up on the bat at times. Can go oppo. And what I love about him, and we're going to show a side angle of him, right here coming up after yesterday's 2-run bomb. And I want you to pause it before we get started. Right there. Talked to Buster Posey a lot about this, and it was chronicled last year. He made a subtle adjustment. I always thought Buster, when I played with him in San Francisco, had the most minimal hand movement. All right? You talk about getting ready to hit. And you hear a lot of guys talk about that rubber band effect, like, as this foot's going forward, these hands got to go back. But how do they go back? Not everybody wants to load their hands straight back, or can, or does that feel comfortable to them? And especially in a game of high velocity, Buster Posey talked about getting from A to B, super quick, minimizing movement, getting on top of the fastball, and not going through this expansive, like how I used to hit. It was a toe tap. It was drop the hands and hope they get back up in time. You're seeing a lot of guys with minimal hand play. And when I look at Polar Bear, he's a guy who sets himself in a power position with his hands just a little bit above that New York on his jersey. And it's just kind of a pump of the hands. And I am getting there as quick as possible. Take a look at this. The hands are going to go down real quick, get up and on top of the baseball. You're not getting on top, pause. You're not getting on top of the baseball, but your mind's playing tricks on you to tell you that your hands are in a position of fire. So it's down and up as opposed to straight back. No one did it better. Show this real quick again. Boom. No one did it better than Barry Bonds. He didn't load his hands back, down, up, and go. As long as they got back up, and you see Polar Bear kind of doing the same thing, he could get to the ball in time. Pause. Now, the reason I bring up Buster Posey, it's a little more subtle. He's got his hands a little lower, so that's why he's susceptible at times to getting beat at the top of the zone with high velocity, okay? So maybe he goes into a little bit more of a peak valley season than a Buster Posey will, who's got his hands a little bit higher and is looking to play pepper with the baseball a little bit more, especially with 2 strikes. But you're seeing Buster, very minimal hand movement through the baseball, driving it. And I always thought Manny did it from the best position. Nobody loaded their hands like Manny Ramirez right there. I mean, it was here. It was almost like they were along for the ride, going up and just driving down and through the baseball. So I think you're seeing a lot of guys today kind of mirror some of the great hitters that have come through, especially the power guys, the Bondses and the Manny Ramirez's. They get to these heaters so quick. They know it's explosive velocity, and they're able to drive it out. But you're also seeing a maturity level and starting to understand how people are attacking him. Strikeout percentage 2019, 26.4. It's dropped significantly, 6%. Whiff rate's gone down, hard hit rate's gone up, and he hasn't lost any of his power along the way. So he's only getting better. And Buck will do wonders for him as well, mentally. Roflo.
Yeah, good stuff. I love it. Gotta admit, I was reading something else.
You locked in on Twitter?
Yeah, the Jukebox Jam is...
Am I winning?
You're winning. Let's check and take a look at the early results here, and it is closed. I'm in second place, but D-Ro is maintaining a healthy lead. The polls are still open. Go to the MLB Network Twitter page to let your voice be heard. Results a little bit later. And Lauren, I think it's safe to assume everyone hated your song.
Lauren, there was a lot of buzz about you hitting with me on Friday.
Dead pull ground out to third.
Not anymore. Not anymore. You made the adjustment.
Speaking of the Mets, again, we're going to be throwing out the first pitch on Wednesday prior to the Mets-Giants game. When we come back, Stevie Bukes joins the show. Can the Reds offense make you money this morning?
Got a bad little waist and we tearing down this place. Off the liquor that we chase, Casamigos to the face. Baby, I don't need no space. Coming closer for a taste, and I'll show you how I make everything just fade away. Cause she's like sex, drugs, cocaine, body so insane. Jealous of the clothing that she wears up on that tight frame. All game, no shame, baby came here to play. I feel like an addict cause she's sex, drugs, cocaine. Got a fine little body and her mind's kinda naughty. They say that once you taste it, you cannot replace it. She could get you high, all the dopamine inside triggers fast once she's naked. Her body's a creation.
Yeah, Ballpark Cam up and running at beautiful Dodger Stadium. It is 7 a.m. at Dodger Stadium right now. Well, really also all of Los Angeles because they're in the same time zone. It's the Braves and Dodgers. It's our showcase game. Bob Costas, Tom Verducci, J.P. Morosi, they will have the call. It's Kenley Jansen returning to Dodger Stadium for the first time, and Freddie Freeman facing his former Brave teammates for the first time. That comes your way. If you are in the Brave Dodger markets, you are getting Reds and Padres. We'll be joining that game in progress. It will be called, it's a JIP. Joined in progress, Lauren.
You're getting a JIP here?
We're getting a JIP for those of you in the Brave and Dodger market.
All I think back to when you see Dodger Stadium is being at the hotel, wake up, 75 and sunny. You know you can't make an error out there.
No,
the infield's
it's
perfect.
immaculate.
You get a breakfast burrito with a little hot sauce, maybe dive in the pool just to get loose.
And then
little base tan, shower, go for BP.
That sounds like
Then it gets dark and it's an abyss.
Then you're
out
playing
there.
in front of 45,000 people ready to
Beautiful.
get it.
While we're on the topic of base tans, this dude could use one. Fans, they come in all shapes and sizes.
I'm going to have to ask you to put on a shirt.
Some wear shirts, some not so much. How do we feel about the wave? Because this dude loves it, and he's trying very hard to get
He
everyone.
looks like Flea from
to
the
go
Red Hot
along
Chili
with
Yes,
them.
if you're going to give me that kind of effort, I'll do it. I don't understand the sweatpants.
I don't
They're
understand why they're
corduroys.
so
Aren't they
low.
Are they?
I'm going to need you
That's
to pick
low
them.
rise. I wear low rise too.
I don't need to see.
You wear
But if you have high hips
Dad jeans?
and you pull them up to, you know, then that doesn't look good
you
either.
wear high waisted.
I don't need them that low. I think I need.
He
I
doesn't
wear.
wear high
It's all
waist.
coming together.
I wear my pants at an appropriate level. Okay. Welcome to hour number 2. Let's go front and center. Dodgers complete a 4-game sweep of the Cincinnati Reds yesterday.
It's good to see him healthy.
Max Muncy down the lane. Freddie Freeman goes the other way. Classic Freddie. By the way, Andrew Heaney, double-digit strikeouts, 6 innings of work. He's been very good.
Michael Wacha.
Red Sox Twins, yeah. Michael Wacha, 5 shutout innings. Trevor Story with an RBI knock. Red Sox beat the Twins by the final of 8-1.
I always feel like Boston's going to hang around because Alex Cora is at them. control.
They have the first game of the day. That's a game many of you will get right here on the network. Twins, Red Sox, Patriots Day action from Fenway Park. Former Yankee Rougned Odor, 2-run single. Orioles take 2 of 3 from the Yankees by the final of 5-0 as the Yankees waste a fantastic performance by nasty Nestor Cortez. Going back to Friday, Padres Braves, Mackenzie Gore. What'd you think of his debut, D-Row?
I thought he was great, as advertised. Made a couple mistakes over the heart of the plate and some hitters' counts. Ozzie Albies got him. But overall, you had to be fired up.
Yeah, that was Friday. 5 1/3, 2 earned runs. Braves do beat the Padres 5-2. But yesterday, Yu Darvish, after a rough outing against the Giants last time out,
fire.
6 2/3, 8 strikeouts, D-Row.
What's the difference? I mean, from start one where he was great,
Fastball command of all. He had command of all his pitches last night. Lauren, he has 16 different pitches, but if none of them are in the zone, you don't have to honor any of them.
Padres beat the Braves on Sunday Night Baseball 2-1. Angels, Rangers, Mike Trout. 2-run double to give the Angels the lead, but later in the game, he was hit by a pitch, goodness gracious, and forced to leave the game. Man, if they hurt Mike Trout, I'm going to the Metroplex myself.
What are you going to do?
I will give them a stern talking to. Angels win 8-3. Trout is day-to-day.
Look at Frosty's trainer right there.
Rockies. Seiya Suzuki, D-Row.
Best player in the game?
Excuse me?
His 4th home run of the season. David Robertson got the save. Cubs beat the Rockies as Chris Bryant faced his former team. Cubs win yesterday 6-4. Mets, Diamondbacks, Eduardo Escobar. RBI double. Pete Alonso, 2-run homer. His 3rd of the season. Mets win 5-0. They're pitching well, they're hitting well, and they're playing well as they get the win 5-0.